You're welcome once again to Simple Interest Part 3. In this channel, we give solution to O-level mathematics examination questions. Let's go straight to the questions. Question 5. For how long must Mr. Richard leave his hard-earned 400 naira in Charity Bank for him to earn an interest of 48 naira, with Charity Bank's rates being 3% per annum simple interest? Solution. Let's write out the given parameters. From the question, our principal P is equal to 400 naira. Our interest I is equal to 48 naira. Our rate is 3% and our time is unknown. The question says for how long, so we are looking for the time. Yes. Recall that from part 1 of our video that the time T is equal to 100 multiplied by the interest or divided by the principal multiplied by the rate. Inserting the figures, our time T is equal to 100 times 48, which is the interest, or divided by the principal 400 multiplied by the rate, which is 3. Going further, our time T is equal to 4,800 divided by 1,200, which gives us 4. The question says for how long? Therefore, our time T is equal to 4 years. Question 6. A sum of money was invested at 8% per annum simple interest. If after 4 years, the money amounts to 330 naira, find the amount originally invested. The options are A, 180 naira, B, 165 naira, C, 150 naira, D, 200 naira, and E, 250 naira. Solution. From the question, the given parameters are A, 330 naira. They say the money amounts to, so amount is 330 naira. The time, they said if after 4 years, the time is given 4 years. They said the rate is what? 8%. And then the principal is not known. They say find the amount originally invested. Don't be confused by this word amount. Find the amount originally invested, the initial money being the principal. That's why we are looking for the principal. Here it says after 4 years the money amounts to, which is the amount, which is the principal plus the interest. So let's go further. Recall that the interest I is equal to the principal times the rate times the time, all divided by 100. Inserting the values, we have that our interest I is equal to the principal, because we are looking for it, times 8, which is the rate, times T, which is 1, all divided by 100. Yes, you are confused here. Don't be confused. You must know the interest for the first year before you can know the interest after 4 years. So we are looking for the interest for the first year. So going further, P times 8 times 1 is equal to 8P, and then we have our 100 here, which gives us 8P divided by 100 gives us 0.08P. Remember, this is our interest for the first year, so T is equal to 1. So after 4 years, the interest will now be what? It will not be the interest for the first year multiplied by 4, which is I equal to 0.08P, which is this interest here, multiplied by 4 after 4 years, which gives us 0.32P. Don't forget, this is not the interest after 4 years. We have the interest for the first year, we have the interest after 4 years. We are looking for the principal P. So recall that our amount A is equal to principal plus interest, where A is what? The amount, P is the principal, and I is interest. Our part 1 of this video, you will see this formula among the 5 formulas given to you. Inserting the values, our A is 330, our P is unknown, our interest after 4 years is what? 0.32p. This means that 330 is equal to P, bracket open, 1 plus 0.32, bracket close. This expression here is the same thing as what you have here. P times 1 is P, and P times 0.32 is 0.32p. The plus still remains constant. So these two equations are the same. Going further, we have that 330 is equal to P, bracket open, 1.32, bracket close. 1 plus 0.32 is 1.32. Don't be confused. Now we want P, we are looking for P, we want P to stand, we just want P to stand alone. So what is affecting P there is 1.32. We want P to be alone. What do? We divide both sides by 1.32. Anything you do to the right hand side, you do the same to the left hand side. This simply means that P is equal to 330 over 1.32. How? If you divide here by 1.32, you have 330 over 1.32. If you divide here by 1.32, 1.32 will cancel out 1.32, so you have P here. So this is just how the equation is expressed. Going further gives this as 250. From the equation, we have that our principal P is 250 naira. So our option E is the answer. So the next question, question 7. Lanre deposited 15,000 naira in the bank. At the end of 5 years, the simple interest on the principal was 5,500 naira. At what rate per annum was the interest paid? The options given are A, 11%, B, 7.25%, C, 5%, and D, 3.5%. Solution, as usual, we need to write out the known parameters and then we look for the parameters that are not known. From the equation, the principal is 15,000 naira P, the interest is 5,500, the time is 5 years, and the rate is not known. They said at what rates? Always make sure you read the equation very well. Recall that I is equal to P times R times T all divided by 100. Inserting the given parameters, we have that I is equal to 15,000 times R. Remember, R is not known. Times 1 divided by 100. Yes, you are confused in this place. Don't be confused. Before you will know the interest after 5 years, you must know the interest for the first year. And the first year means that T is equal to 1 year. Good. So that is how we got this one here. So I is equal to 15,000 times R times 1 divided by 100, telling you that this is the interest for the first year. That means T is equal to 1. Going further, our I is equal to 150 R. If you multiply this divided by 100, you have 150 R. So at the end of 5 years, the interest will now be, because this is not the interest for the first year. Since we have known the interest for the first year, to know the interest at the end of 5 years is very simple. The interest will now be the interest for this first year multiplied by 5, which is I equal to 150 R times 5. Times 5 means 5 years, which is equal to, that is I now, is now equal to 750 R. This is the interest after 5 years. Don't forget, we have the interest for the first year. We now have the interest at the end of 5 years or after 5 years. Going further, from the equation, it says at the end of 5 years, the simple interest on the principal was 5,500 naira, which implies that 5,500 is equal to 750 R. Remember from the previous slide that I is equal to 750 R. So we are writing 5,500 in place of I. That gives us this equation. Now, if you reverse it, it's still the same thing. You bring this to this side and take this to this side. This implies that 750 R is equal to 5,500. Now, if you go further, we want R to stand alone. But 750 is in front of R. What do? We divide both sides by 750. So R can be alone. Anything you do to the left-hand side, you also do to the right-hand side. So if you divide here by 750 and divide here by 750, this 750 will cancel out, making R to stand alone. And on the right-hand side, you have 5,500 divided by 750. Now, if you go further, our R is equal to 7.333, which is equal to 7/1/3. Therefore, our rate R is equal to 7/1/3%. Option B is the answer. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Share with your friends.